everybody, it is presenter and massive Manchester City fan Natalie Pavalek here, and it's the Battle of Manchester. Red versus blue, United versus City, and it says down here 6th versus 7th, but I don't really like that. But despite no supporters being allowed to attend, we've gathered together a few passionate celebrity followers and ex-players of both clubs on a Zoom call in the GameDay Cyber Cafe, and we're going to thrash it out to see who's in better shape. So alongside me is fellow Blue, City born and bred, it's Nedum and Onuoha. Hi, Nedum.
Hey, how are you?
Good. You up for this? You ready to give it to them?
Oh, 100%. It's just a normal day for City, isn't it?
And on the red side is Happy Monday singer and big United fan, Rowetta. Hi, Rowetta.
Hiya.
You ready to take this?
Always, always.
And alongside you, you're not on your own. He likes a good argument. It's United fan and YouTuber. It's Flex. Hi,
hey,
Flex.
How you doing? How you doing, man? All good, all good.
Yeah, so first of all, guys, just to kick things off for Rowetta and Flex, how are you both feeling? Have you recovered yet from the disappointment and embarrassment of crashing out of the Champions League?
Yeah, we have to. We have to move on because, and the same with City. It's been up and down. It's been a mad season, up and down. But yeah, absolutely gutted, obviously, about the other night. But we just move on, and we are a better team. We've got a great team. We've got better fans. We're just better, and we're the best of Manchester. So, you know, I hope we beat you.
Lex, how are you feeling? Is the embarrassment gone yet? The disappointment?
Yeah, it's disappointment. I mean, I thought we weren't going to talk about that, but we went straight in with that, so that's fine. That's okay. But it's Premier League.
Setting the tone.
Yeah, that's fine. It's the Premier League, and for whatever people say about Ollie and laughing at his record and saying he's not the right man for the job, he's had Pep Guardiola on WhatsApp and on the burner phone. He's had his number for a long time. Anytime he comes up against him in the league, he silenced him. He sits him down. So it's fine. It's like working in the Premier League for sure.
I'm just listening and I'm watching you through Zoom. I'm seeing you as a United fan talk about solely wanting to win derbies and
we're above you in the league. We want to win the Premier, and we're above you in the league. We're above you in the league. We've been poor this season, and we're still above you. We're not that good this season. We're not. You've had the same manager for ages. We're just catching up as far as that goes, and with team.
Oh, come on! You've had Ole for 2 years now. You're not.
We're building a new team. We've got a lot of new players, and that Pogba thing didn't help last week as well. So we've got a lot of new players.
Rowetta, don't bring that up.
I feel like Rowetta's on our side here.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because I'm just saying, because I'm really honest about things, and I'm saying we've got a lot of catching up to do. We're building a new team, and yet we're still above you in the league.
Everyone acts like it's all rosy under Pep, but the thing is this, right? Yeah, he signed his little contract extension and that, and we spoke about Champions League at the top of this, right? But the thing is, he's not giving you guys anything different. You guys were winning Premier League titles from before. Yeah, all Manchester City fans need is European pedigree. So you lot laughed at us for going out of the group stages and that. You lot got slapped by Lyon, got dashed out of the Champions League, slapped by Tottenham, the phantom goal, loved that, offside. Yeah, you got beat by was it Liverpool as well? Like you guys are not really progressing under Pep as you want. So yeah, you've got the Premier League titles, you've got the Carabao Cup, which is your own thing. But Premier League, this is what this is, right? Ollie's got his number. Home and away last season, counter-attacking FC. I thought Pep invented a whole new way of football, and Ollie, who everyone calls a PE teacher and laughs at him and stuff, comes and has his number.
I was talking as a City fan who was watching City in the 90s or whatever, in the early 2000s. We used to get beaten by United twice a year, guaranteed, book it in, lock it in, no problems whatsoever. So you think we're bothered if you beat us at this stage now?
That's not true. That's not true.
Listen,
he's doing that double down thing.
You're talking about me.
No, it's not true because you used to win quite a few derbies when you were rubbish. You did. It'd be your cup final. It'd be your everything.
So you're not bothered, Nedum. Let's get this straight.
Admit it. You did used to win derby games. You did.
The point I'm making is she's saying that I'd be like crushed if United beat City.
Are.
No.
They disappear off social media. You're a player. Fans disappear off social media.
How do you know, Rowetta, when you don't follow any City fans?
Because they mither me. Because I sing with Happy Mondays and they'll mither me. Because I sing with the group and a lot of the fans, they split. Because people from Stockport, they support City. People from Stockport.
Tick. Hold on a minute. Let me get my bingo sheet.
It's the truth. Stockport is empty when City are playing because everyone's watching the telly. Everyone's watching the game on telly when City play at home.
Hold on. You're
It's
aware
true.
that
I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar.
You're speaking to
I'm not a
someone
liar.
that's had a season ticket for 21 years now, so your facts is.
I've got kids that are 35 that have been going their whole lives, so don't argue with me about that, about going to games. My kids are 35 and 36 and they've gone to the games from babies, so don't argue with me about season tickets. I don't need a season ticket because I sing for my supper.
Rowetta, you see what these lot are doing that's really funny is, yeah? What they're doing is really funny. Nedum's basically saying that losing this derby isn't really a big deal. But you're the City thoroughbred. Like, don't get me wrong. You guys are in the City. You got that like from like little all the way up. You're saying that it don't matter if you lose this game.
No. Don't put words into my mouth, my friend. All I'm saying is that there was a point where United used to beat City all the time. But speaking of someone who was a City player, when I played in those derby games, if we lost those games, I'm disappearing. I'm off the grid for a week, 2 weeks, or whatever, because that's how much the game meant to me. Yeah. But as far as City are now compared to what they were like, in the past for City, all we had was the derby game. But now, when you're looking at other things, like if City, for example, would you rather be a team that, if one of us has to win 2 derbies but then win nothing else, would you rather win 2 derbies and win nothing, or would you rather?
You're talking about yourself back in the day. You're talking about what you were like.
Flex? What would you rather, Flex?
I want longevity. I want trophies.
Exactly. So if
these derby games matter and they're huge and it means everything to the City as overall. But now you've got to argue, for as much as United are one of the biggest teams in the world in terms of success and whatever and size, City are a big club as well. And this game is part of a bigger process as opposed to being the only thing in the City. Get what I mean?
It's only important for that day. It's only important for that day.
Listen,
always has
it will
been.
destroy you. It will crush your pride and all that stuff. If like one team could lose 5-0 or 6-1 or something, like that could crush your pride and whatever. But at the end of the season, if you've got every trophy, like what are you going to cry about?
Yeah, it's only for the day. That's true.
I think that's the most sensible thing you've said on here. Actually,
Listen, I've been biding my time. Rowetta's been shouting at me. You've been talking nonsense.
I'm sorry.
But could you see when you was a player though? One last thing, yeah. Sorry, just before you move on, Natalie. Right? Obviously, you spoke about playing against us, and I know that when you're standing in that tunnel and you saw the big boys that we had then, yeah, because it was the big boys, like you said, you're quaking in your boots. As a fan now, because you're not playing, yeah, and you see Man United, but you know how unpredictable we are.
Yeah.
Are you still kind of very, very nervous as a fan because you know what Man United can do just on any given day?
Do you know what? I was more nervous a few years ago, but now because I see bigger picture with the club, it's like it hits a bit different. But I remember when I was a player, I'll be honest with you, like we were City, we weren't really winning many games, and we'd be at Old Trafford, and you'd look to your right, and you've got Real, you've got Vidic's, you got this guy, you got Sir Alex, all that, and even the red of the kit was like intense.
Yes.
We just had like a baggy kit. By like the talkSPORT or something like this.
It still looks shit.
We just looked a shambles.
It weren't baggy on you, bro. You was hench.
No, listen, it was even baggy on me, but we looked a shambles. But as time passed, you know what I mean? The faces that we had on our side were similar to the faces that they had on their side in terms of like significance and stuff like this. Yeah, to the point now where as you look at City, most people that go out and play on that field aren't used to losing to Man United. Whereas from when I was there, people are used to losing to Man United because it doesn't matter where you got them from, whether it was coming through the academy, buying them from a different club in England. Like the feeling was, it's Old Trafford. We're going to do our best, but it's a wrap. People used to lose at Old Trafford before you even got there, but now people step in. It's like, well, this is food for us. We're just going to come and try and, we're going to try and win a game there. But now, as an ex-player, like I know on any given day, this is the frustrating thing about United. They can perform exceptionally well. Yeah. They've got great talent. But then some days they can not do so well and look quite poor or whatever.
It's painful as a fan.
Yeah, it's so hard, isn't it, Rowetta?
But that's the thing, though. But that's the danger because then for City, I think City, as far as these derbies go now, they tend to have more possession and they'll create chances. If they take the chances, they win. If they don't, a team like United, and you've seen like a team like Spurs recently, they're exceptionally dangerous because all the talent, the main talent's up top. And
well,
if they take the chances,
so far, really, isn't it, Nedum? That's our season.
Exactly, yeah. That's the thing, and it's a weird thing to get your head around because I don't remember it ever being like that. But that's the system when you go to these derbies now.
I love the way Sterling plays, though, man. I'm not afraid to say that. I've got a lot of respect for Raheem Sterling. I love what he does on and off the pitch as a player, as a man. I would have Raheem Sterling, but De Bruyne, it's got to be De Bruyne, man. He's super consistent. His numbers are stacked. Although it depends if Bruno's injured or not, because that's the only way to get into start. But I'd have him.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Have you just claimed that Kevin De Bruyne wouldn't start above Bruno?
No, if Bruno's fit, no.
Never, no.
Nah.
The world's best
unless
midfielder wouldn't start.
I tell you what, Nat.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Nat. Unless KDB could convince Ollie that he's a multifunctional midfielder, i.e., I can play in the 6, I can play in the 8. Because you see the 10 position at Man United, it is Bruno.
It is. Love him. My favourite.
So he has to play just behind Bruno.
So who would you have now?
Oh, that's the toughest thing. I'm trying to figure it out.
Don't give it that. Don't give it that. Don't give it that. Put some respect on the name.
Bruno.
I would say, in terms of longevity,
Rashford.
No, I was going to say Greenwood because I do like Rashford.
Yeah.
I feel like Greenwood's ceiling could potentially be higher.
Yeah.
Potentially. So, but Rashford and Greenwood, I think they're really good players, and being Manx as well. So I'd say I won't go that far, but I'd say Greenwood for me.
You want to take Pogba?
Well, sorry
to get rid of him.
for you. No, yeah, I'll take Pogba 100% off the field and whatever. Like Raiola, you just tune it out, and I listen to what the player says. You know, the agent can say whatever he wants, and I know they represent each other, but for me, it's just about whatever Pogba's saying himself. And I think from what I've seen across the years that he's been there, he's had so much criticism, and I think a lot of it's unfair because the fact is he's still stepping out there. And when I watch games with a certain eye, and certain things he does well, he doesn't get credit for. Like in the Tuesday Champions League game, there was a point where he's running back 60 yards to go and defend someone who's about to run through one-on-one. Does his defending bit, they start an attack, but they don't comment on that. But they'll comment if he loses the ball further up.
100%.
But he could have chosen not to run back, and that could have cost the team. But so he seems like someone who's actually doing a good job for the team, but doesn't get the credit for the stuff which isn't like a 60-yard diagonal ball or a goal and stuff like that. So I like Pogba. I think he's a good player, and from what I'm hearing from people who know him, he's a good guy as well.
I do honestly think he doesn't want to be here anymore. I do think that. I don't think he's unprofessional. I don't think he'll down tools or not try. I don't think he crosses the white line and says, I want to play poorly today. I don't want to give all. One thing, if you know about Paul Pogba, you know he loves football. He loves playing football. So whether that's down the park with his friends or on Instagram with his 1-year-old son having a little kickabout, he loves to kick ball. So for me, I just think he has been unsettled for a long time. I feel like it's taken its toll with the things that's been going on with some sections of the fan base, as well as, but I won't stick up for him all the way because I think he could have silenced his agent a long time ago. So I actually think it's actually best for both parties now that we just go our separate ways. We're trying to build, we're trying to create an ethos at the club and not have a saga every 10 weeks. And Paul Pogba is a superstar, so you're going to get a little bit of that. But I mean, unneeded. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's time to just go separate ways. I really wanted it to work, so it did.
If it was even though there are no fans there, if it was at the Etihad, I'd fancy United a bit more. But because it's at Old Trafford, I just like City. I think the fact that City are playing in a big stadium like that with nobody there, there's no pressure. There's no added pressure. There's no added noise and stuff like this. They can just go and express themselves. So, I'm leaning towards the City win, to be honest.
Because City like to play with no noise, no fans. Yeah,
listen,
that's what I heard you say. That's what I heard you just say.
You see, unfortunately, you've got bad internet connection because I didn't say that.
It sounded like you said.
No, we need to work on that. So the thing, as I said, the thing for City,
it's a big stadium because they'll be playing in a big stadium with no noise.
Ollie is United. I understand that. He loves the club. And you know what? I'm not going to be this fan that's bitter. And I do praise him for the things he has done well. He's got some smiles on the place. He's steadied the ship. He's brought some good players in. He's got the emergence of Mason Greenwood, got Martial's best numbers in the season last year. He has steadied the ship, and maybe he's taken us as far as he can go, and that's fine.
Maybe.
But what I will say, to be respectful to Ollie, is I think he loves Man United so much, he wouldn't just go to Ed Woodward and drop the resignation letter there and go, I don't fancy it. I do believe, he believes that he can still do more.
Yeah, he does at the moment, but I think when he doesn't think he can, he'll walk. He won't let us fans just do what we did with Moyes and Van Gaal, let us suffer for long.
I don't think he'll get like that. I think the fans, though, will realise, mate, you've taken us as far as you can go. If the club sacks you, we're not going to go mad.
They say it every time we lose. It's terrible on social media. Ollie stay, Ollie go. Well, it depends if we win or lose. Fans, we've got to stick with him as long as he's with us. That's all I'm saying.